resistance itself!
Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Dark Eyes trilogy review. In this part I will be looking at Tangled Web and X and the Daleks, the final two stories in Dark Eyes 1. So without further ado, let's have a look at the cover of Tangled Web. Okay, so here is the Tangled Web cover, so let's have a look. So we've got Molly in a status sort of thing. We've got Cottress or whatever, Cottress, I think that's how you pronounce it, holding a baby. I don't know whether to say who it is, so I'll probably leave that. And we have some various little circles there. So a pretty simple cover. So we have Paul McGann and Ruth Bradley, Dark Eyes, Tangled Web by Nicholas Briggs. Again, an updated photo of Paul McGann. Again, the same old cast, full cast audio drama. The audio adventures of Doctor Who on the spine. The camera will focus if I can just get that picture of Paul McGann there. Yeah, picture of Paul McGann there. Exactly the same as the one there. So there we have Doctor Who Dark Eyes Tangled Web 1.3, because this is the third story, which I forgot to point out that the Dark Eyes trilogy does have, 1 point something, etc. So there we have the plot and the same cast, and we have swirls, and we can just see the pull to open sign there on the TARDIS there. And the total running time is 1 hour. So that's the cover. Let's have a look at the booklet this story comes with and the disc. Okay, so here is the booklet. So if we open up, again we have a picture from that story. A representation of it. So we have the Doctor, again Molly and that thing, and then we have Straxus and some tentacles from a Dalek mutant, I suppose, because they are quite prominent in this story. Yes. And on the other side we have director's note by Nicholas Briggs, because he directed and wrote all 4 stories, which is pretty cool. So yeah, let's look at the disc. So the disc, again, is the same as the previous ones, with that swirl design there. So if we look behind, we have the companion chronicles there. So some companion chronicles you can get from Big Finish. That's basically the Tangled Web cover and booklet and disc. Now let's look. Let's go on to my thoughts on this story. Okay, so what are my thoughts on the Tangled Web? The Tangled Web is very much a story about Molly and showing some events in her life what change her life forever practically. And this story does solve a few mysteries about her character. Also, the story focuses on a side of the Daleks that we haven't seen for quite some time. E.g. the manipulative Daleks, the sort of power of the Daleks, which is brilliant. Power of the Daleks is a fantastic story. The story also reminds me of the Dalek Generation, which is a novel by Nicholas Briggs, who, as you can see, who wrote this story as well, in the way that people see no wrong in the Daleks. Of course, the Doctor sees through their sickening act, giving the listener an excellent confrontation with the 8th Doctor and the Daleks. We see the Daleks in a new, more twisted way, but I'm not going to say what way we see them, because they have this new way, and it's really interesting. But I won't say anything like that, because that's quite a big spoiler. So overall, Tangled Web was a story I was least looking forward to. I thought this would be the weakest out of the 4 stories. How wrong was I? This story puts the shiver, makes the Daleks put the shiver back down your spine, because the Daleks are pure, they're just brilliant in this. If you love Power of the Daleks, you're gonna love this story because the Daleks are exactly the same as they are in power. Literally, it's just brilliant. So yeah, Tangled Web gets the thumbs up from me. Okay, so here is the cover for X and the Daleks. So if we start off with the top, we have the Doctor Who logo there. Paul McGann and Ruth Bradley star in Dark Eyes, X and the Daleks by Nicholas Briggs. Again, we have the updated photo of Paul McGann and the same old cast members. Full cast audio drama. Then we have Classic Doctor's Brand New Adventures. So on the cover itself we have Paul McGann, 3 Daleks, Cottress and Molly there. If I just move that back. On the spine, again we have the same old photo of McGann's Doctor, Dark Eyes, X and the Daleks 1.4. Then we actually have what the story's about there, and the same cast members. The total runtime of this story is 1 hour, and if this CD includes a bonus documentary disc, which is basically behind the scenes of Dark Eyes. Sorry about that. So yeah, the cover, it's quite cool. I do like it. Now let's go on to the booklet and the disc. Okay, so here is the booklet for this story. So if we look inside, we have a picture of Paul McGann's Doctor, some Daleks. We have Cottress, the Dalek time controller. That's a Dalek time controller, if you're not sure who he was. He was introduced in a 6th Doctor audio. I think it was called Brotherhood of the Daleks, something like that. I'm not too sure on that. Then again we have the TARDIS roundels there. And on the back we have advertisement for Doctor Who magazine. As you can see, it's pretty recent, I suppose, in a way, because it's for Asylum of the Daleks. Then we have credits to all the cast members and people who edited all this. And that's basically that. That's the booklet. Now if we look inside, again the disc has that same purple, well, not dark purple. And on the other side we have the making, which is even more lighter purple, and then we have advertisement for the 4th Doctor Adventures. So that's basically the booklet and the discs. Now let's go on to my thoughts on this series finale, if you like. Okay, so what are my thoughts on this grand finale story of Dark Eyes 1? This story, in all honesty, flops due to the amount of time the story gets. 1 hour doesn't seem enough to tie in all the various mysteries. But the final 20 minutes of this story it more than makes up for it. It does solve the final 20 minutes solves the sort of bigger mysteries, such as why the Time Lord wanted to stop the Daleks getting Molly, and also who is X. Bar those 20 minutes, the story does have little bits of action before we lead up to those, such as the TARDIS being time rammed. I think time rammed was first introduced. Well, the TARDIS being time rammed was the Time Monster. I think there was a whole episode of the Doctor and Master going, "Oh, I'm going to time ram you, Doctor," and the Doctor just going, "Oh, I'm going to time ram you." That's a Time Monster. I swear that's one episode of the Time Monster. I'm getting sidetracked. This is good. This is getting good. So my overall thoughts on X and the Daleks. Overall, this story suffers like the new series, not enough time to resolve the mysteries. But you must admire Big Finish having the guts to try and condense the series into 4 stories. And this leaves a rather rushed ending scene. But the final 20 minutes do make up for some of the flaws in this story, but still, it is an enjoyable spin around the universe. So, X and the Daleks, it's average. You would expect it to be something brilliant, because all the other stories, they sort of build it up, and boom, you're into X and the Daleks, and then you're like, is that it? I mean, I did feel a bit let down in a way that it ended like that, because I thought it would be this massive big battle. Of course there is a bit of a battle in it, but it's not as much as you want it to be. You want to know some more action, but sadly the story doesn't deliver on that front. So yeah, Time with X and the Daleks, it is a teeny bit of a disappointment. So now let's go on to my overall thoughts of the actual box set itself. Okay, so what are my overall thoughts on Dark Eyes 1? Dark Eyes 1 is fantastic. With this brilliant start, it brings a new dynamic for the 8th Doctor, and it sparks an interest in the universe once again for him. And it's brilliant. The Great War and The Fugitives and Tangled Web are faultless, they are fantastic stories, but the only major problem, as I've said before, is X and the Daleks. It just seems to build up to this such a hype, and then boom, it's literally your mind is confused. I felt a bit disappointed with it, but the other 3 stories, I can forget about X and the Daleks. The other 3 stories just 10 out of 10. So Dark Eyes, I would definitely say the Dark Eyes is my favourite 8th Doctor adventure, because I'm classing these as all one big adventure. So yeah, Dark Eyes is definitely, to this day, at this moment in time, Dark Eyes is my favourite Paul McGann adventure. I haven't actually listened to any audios would have beaten that yet, but that could change, because there are quite a few Paul McGann audios, so that may change. But for now, Dark Eyes is fantastic. So what rating would I give this box set? I would give it a 9 out of 10, or 9.5 out of 10, because it's just brilliant. You're getting the bonus CD, because I'm interested in the makings of practically everything, really. I suppose that spoils the fun out of some stuff, but hey, it's cool. But yeah, Dark Eyes is a definite pick-up for any Big Finish fans, or if you want to get into the 8th Doctor, I would definitely suggest Dark Eyes to start off with, because they're just epic adventures, and if you love the Daleks, then yeah, you're going to get a whole bit of fun with these, because the Daleks are the main villain in this. Yeah, so this has been my Dark Eyes review. Hopefully you've enjoyed the trilogy of Dark Eyes 1. So yeah, we can say goodbye to this Dark Eyes, so goodbye, and join me in my next review, where we will kickstart Dark Eyes 2 with a whole new set of challenges for the Doctor and Molly. So join me then in the review of Dark Eyes 2.